Hey guys, I just wanted to tell you guys, this video is not for financial advice. Invest at your own risk. Welcome to John's Gold and Silver, one of your many options to learn about stocks and certain similar things. Okay guys, first thing I wanted to tell you was, I know my backdrop is not too good because the table that I actually had back there with all the stuff on it, well, I put too much stuff on it and the table collapsed. So we've got a new table on shipment, and but for now, I realize, guys, this is one of probably the worst backdrops in YouTube history. It's a concrete wall. So I do want to apologize for that, but it is what it is until we get a new table. Also, guys, someone was telling me about, he was asking about the money. He goes, oh, he's got his rent money in his pocket or something. Well, guys, that's not it, okay? I can pay my rent no problem no matter what, but this is, it's a prop, okay? I just keep that to represent my belief that all of you need to keep a lot of cash on hand for an emergency fund, for opportunities, for stock opportunities, whatever. If you're looking for a car cheap or whatever, and if you have cash, then you won't have to get a loan, because we know that credit card debt is, it's expanding rapidly. A lot of people are in a lot of credit card debt, okay? Like more than ever in history. And just wanted to clear those things up. And our stock GNS, I'm going to be talking about that today, as well as some of the other markets, okay, and other stocks. So welcome to another classic episode of John's Gold and Silver. My main channel is still banned right now for about 6 more days. For those of you who follow me, thank you for transitioning over to, probably this is my backup channel right now. I want to mention a few stocks today, including GNS. But first, let's cover the markets. The Dow Jones today was up 26 points, not much, but it's at 34,500. But it has been dropping in part because market participants believe, interest rates are going to remain elevated. So that's their excuse for, why the markets dropped recently. Higher rates are bad for businesses, guys. This is true. All these interest rates they're jacking them up. I think they're going to bring them down though next year. But they're jacking them up, and this is not good for a lot of stocks right now. Well, even though some stocks are doing particularly good, but seems some of the sectors are pulling back now. Even the artificial intelligence sector has pulled back, okay? Like SOUN and C3AI. Guys, there's a lot of AI stocks, and a lot of them I don't know about because that's not my particular area of expertise. My areas of expertise are commodities and, pump and dumps, because, and the cannabis sector and stuff like that. But also, guys, the Dow is also still very close to its all-time high. So even though it is down, things could rapidly reverse the other way now. It's very possible that these markets could keep going even though a recession's coming, okay? The Dow Jones will probably defy all logic. It'll just keep going up, and even though the economy's not doing so well. We've seen this before. The NASDAQ is down 26, the S&P 500. Well, guys, first of all, the NASDAQ is the technology index, and the S&P is the, it's got the 500 largest companies that are U.S. based, I believe. So that was down barely, So the markets, maybe they're coming to a bottom here, short-term bottom, I would think. Gold is $18.89. Silver is $22.76 only. The highest silver has really been, guys, is about 50 bucks. Really, it was $49 and change. That was the highest it's ever been. And I actually owned silver when it was that high, okay? Because I didn't sell my silver at the peak. Sometimes I hold things too long with stocks too, because I like to hold it until you see that chart destruction, until you see some kind of a clue or a sign that it's not holding those trend lines. So when I see a chart breaking down, that's usually when I sell. I like to hold things through the whole run though, guys. I like to hold things through the peak just because it's so exciting. But you guys, I do teach you now that you should sell on the way up. Like if Genius Group starts to rapidly rise, I would suggest selling a little bit, especially as we go into that final time when they're going to be doing that dividend and the share count. I would be looking to sell possibly up into that if we start to fly, next, like I hope we do next week. So silver, I'm definitely liking silver at cheap levels, okay? Platinum is only $9.13. Platinum is the rarest out of those three by far. Platinum is incredibly rare. It's way more rare than gold. It's been said that it's 30 times rarer than gold. So oil is up up $1 to 81.40. Oil was like almost 84 bucks. But yeah, I definitely knew it was going to pull back there. We're going into a demand-destroying event, which that's what the recession is. It's possibly going to hurt the stock market. Okay, I would assume it will at one point. At one time, it'll hurt the stock market. But it seems like they want to keep the stock market elevated at all costs, probably to get Biden in. You know, so I think that our government has the ability to do that. They keep this Dow very high, so everything looks good. But we're going to see how the future plays out in this, guys. I do expect a major crash at some point in the stocks, a major one. So the dollar is 103, so the dollar is actually up a little bit. For silver and gold to really skyrocket, we got to see the dollar dip below that the Dbgi go below 100, and we got to see it start to really drop. And that's not going to happen for a little while, guys. Gold and silver will go up when they lower these interest rates, okay? So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for gold and silver mining stocks to pick up cheap now. Look at SVM. That actually I think pays a dividend, and it's been up to it's been really high in the past, and it didn't reverse split, so that's legitimate price in the past that you've seen. It can go up to 15 bucks or higher if silver goes up, but that's for the future. That's for a future video. I shouldn't get too much into silver and gold because that ain't really time. I like to tell you guys things when it's the right time if I can, but Bitcoin is down to 26,000. So we are seeing a kind of a broad sell-off. A lot of things are selling off. Ethereum is down to 1,661. Dogecoin still 6 cents. It's been sitting at 6 cents forever. Guys, you got Cardano, Solana, all these freaking cryptos. There's too many of them for me to even learn about. But I try to keep watching Bitcoin because that's kind of like the daddy, or the mommy, whatever the hell you want to say. That all the other ones are going to follow basically. And it seems like the crypto follows the rest of the markets too. All these things move together, and interest rates are definitely having an impact on these markets. What the Federal Reserve does definitely does matter, so there's just something to pay attention to. But onto our stock, Genius Group. This is the company that's an educational technology company. It's the one that was kind of, I was saying to buy it when it was way down. I actually did buy some at, I think at 59 cents. I bought some, and I bought some at 85 cents as well. And it shot up to $1.75. That's nuts. Well, I've seen way crazier things, guys, and I think this thing still has a lot more to go. But yesterday we tanked all the way down to 93 cents, and I knew they weren't going to let it stay down there that long because too many people would take advantage of the opportunity, And I'm going to get to this later about how stocks move like that and slingshot, But I didn't think it would stay down that long. We went through the first major leg up, I think. Our first major leg up was up to $1.75, okay? And now this is just the first major correction, okay? That's what you have. It's corrected down, less than half. I mean, I definitely believe the Genius Group chart is still bullish, okay? I know a lot of people are asking right now, is it over? I don't think so, okay? But this is not a financial advice video. I personally have not sold any. I think it's going to be big next week. I believe we are beginning to enter the second leg up, which will push us far above $3. We know that the dividend is coming and that that will force a share count. The theory is that there are a lot of naked shorts on this at a monumental level, like a real lot of naked shorts. It's been said there are 400 million. I don't know if that's true. That's what our CEO believes, though. Our CEO believes this thing is naked shorted to oblivion, okay? And I do believe that the hedge funds do this to companies, okay? They'll naked short stocks and to drive them out of business, and then they don't have to pay capital gains if the companies go under and shit. They know all the rules, okay? The market makers will eat you up and spit you out, pretty much, okay? Also, guys, the market makers do run these stocks. They do basically control all these distressed penny stocks. That's just the fact of the matter, okay? The CEO, he has been talking about it for months. The naked shorts, he's been mentioning it for months and months, okay? However, he didn't have much to say about the naked shorts in the last investor meeting, okay? I talk more about that on the Patreon, which is only $5, but whatever. I own 1,800 shares of GNS. Also, Roger didn't say anything about the acquisition activity either, because in the their investor meeting, there one of the topics they were supposed to cover was the acquisition activity. And I told you guys the meaningfulness of the word activity, and I believe it in their language, financial industry, I think it means done and completed deals, consummated. It means a done deal. And they didn't even mention anything about it. But who knows if these things are even true that they put on these investor meeting topics, you know. Sometimes CEOs will do that just to try to create hype, but it seemed like this investor meeting was so watered down, guys. It was just like the stock tanked during his meeting. It seems like this happens a lot. Every time he speaks, the thing tanks. He didn't even say anything really bad. It's just he really watered it down. He didn't say anything about the fight against the naked shorts, and there's reasons for all that stuff, guys. I talk about it on my Patreon. It is what it is. It's messed up. And best case scenario, they have also there could be like this merger. We don't know if there's going to be a merger or anything. I was speculating about it, yeah, and I thought they could do something with TRKA. I still think that's a possibility, and they could be saving that for the peak, to make the thing go nuts. You can't call me right or wrong on that. You could say, yeah, maybe it's probably not going to be a merger, okay? I think it's in the cards. I think that this is a plan to be a really big pump with GNS. I think it's a whole plan that's been going on for 6 months. So I don't think this is going to be it, guys. That it's just going to be a $1.75. I really don't think that's going to be it. I have been wrong before, of course, and like I said, it's not financial advice. And another thing, guys, you can see the stock twits. Like if you're into that stuff, you can see how all the messages people say. And when the messages were super bullish and everything, my buddy told me that day that it's going to switch and everyone's going to start to go bearish. The next day they did, and then the next day they did even more, and the stock just tanked. So one thing you guys got to know is the guy who even founded StockTwits, he was a major hedge fund trader. So you know he's got connections. I think that the whole StockTwits site was set up to help, you know, sell stocks and spread stories and spread hype. That's all it is, guys, is to help these hedge fund traders, because I think they have a lot of bots on there, and when they want their stock to go up, they'll put hundreds and hundreds of bots out, and they say, stock's going to go up for this reason, this reason, this reason. So when you guys look at StockTwits, you're seeing a lot of bots. And when I've looked on there personally, I see that a lot of the people on StockTwits are very confused, and they're very wrong about the entire situation. Not only with GNS, but with every other freaking penny stock practically. So if you look on there, just remember you're probably going to be manipulated. So you have to know it in your own head. Don't, you know, fill your head with other people's ideas that you don't know if they're true or not. Okay? But yeah, Roger, our CEO, has his 10-step plan, and one of those steps is a merger acquisition. So I was expecting it to happen. I mean, unless his plan completely falters, which is possible, okay? But he is doing this. He did hold true to his word, and he's going to be doing this shared dividend. And I think at the stock at these levels, you got to own the stock and get the dividend. But, you know, if the stock skyrockets, then probably sell the stock, you know? But I think a lot of people are going to get that dividend. It's on Upstream. I downloaded the Upstream. I'm curious to see what would happen when we get those shares, if they're going to go up or if they're going to go down. I mean, I can't tell you guys. I don't know. I have my speculations about that I tell on the Patreon now. Also, if you're a new investor and you're feeling worried about losing money or confused as to why the stock moves the way it does, understand that market makers control these stocks, are trained. These guys are trained in reverse psychology, okay? So they know how to get you to sell, how to get you to get interest and buy more, how to hype it up. They know how to mess your brain up, you know? So when you're reading the StockTwits, you're reading things that the market makers want you to read. And they're trying to change your brain, change your opinions about everything from one day to the next. They want you to feel super hyped up to buy it, and then they want you to feel shitty, so you sell it to them. Okay, guys, I'm not lying to you. This is how these markets really work. They're manipulated, heavily manipulated. Okay? But, guys, I do think GNS is going way up. Okay? Just like TRKA, we know that was manipulated. And I knew it was going up. Okay? Because TRKA was going to do a thing with shares that would convert into warrants. So they needed the stock to go up to a higher price. Probably made a deal with somebody. Made their stock go up. You know? got a lot of hype, got a lot of people stuck in it, took a lot of people's money. Okay, so when you guys are messing around with these penny stocks, I want you to be extremely careful. All right, use stop losses, do whatever you have to do. Don't even mess with them, you know, if you don't want to. I tell all you guys, never invest more than 15% of your portfolio into these junk penny stocks. How many times have I told you that? Probably like 50 times. And I know a lot of you guys are putting tons of money into these things. I already know it. Guys, I risk a little bit more of my money too than I should sometimes. But most of my money is locked up in silver, gold, platinum, cash, and high quality dividend paying stocks. Okay, this is just my play stuff. It's exciting, you know, to get options in GNS. It's a big meme play, you know, and there's big news coming up. So don't load the boat with this GNS type deal. Okay, you should not do it. If you really want to play around, yeah, play around with some of your money, but don't risk money that you don't want to lose, you know, that you can't lose. You never want to lose money, but don't risk money that you can't lose. Like, don't put your freaking house up for sale and get GNS, you know. So just try to ignore the noise and focus on, you know, the dividend, the share count, or whichever stock you're dealing with. Just focus on the news. Is it true? Is it not true? Try to understand it. With these penny stocks, they try to jerk you around a lot. So that's really all I had for Genius Group today. Yeah, the thing is like $1.22 right now after hours. So I'm happy today. You know, that's how the market make you feel. They want you to feel a little bit happier right now. I don't know. Sometimes you should expect the unexpected, but it's just so hard to predict, guys. But I think that the market maker I think that the stock's going to really blast, okay, before the share count, because there's a lot of hype. And what if there are really like tons of naked shorts, okay, on the dark pools, you know, that this dividend is going to come out of their accounts, and they're going to be screwed if they don't buy back these shares that are sold short, you know. Something's going to happen, guys. It's either going to go way up or way down or something, okay? Yeah, so I also wanted to mention NEPT, Neptune Wellness, because this stock just shot up from 13 cents to 33 cents. I actually talked about Neptune Wellness before, but this is one of these stocks that they're constantly, you know, losing money. And I believe that when they shoot up like that on news, I think that's the market maker really putting in a higher bid. Then when people start to bid, he jumps it up even more. So people chase it up, the stock price goes crazy. They get people buying at these really high prices, and they're making money. So I think it's all manipulation by the market maker. I wouldn't really mess with Neptune Wellness unless you're a penny stock gambler, you know. And I wouldn't mess with it here right now at this level, I don't think. But I haven't studied that one too in depth. So Neptune Wellness only has $3 million market cap. So these smaller market cap stocks are a little easier to move, maybe a little easier to manipulate sometimes. There's only $7 million in the float. So that's crazy, guys, how the stock just went one day. It's nuts. But anyway, yeah, the news was they entered into a binding term sheet for the company's brand, baby food brand Sprout, which I knew they owned this company since I covered Neptune before. And this would substantially, the terms of this would substantially reduce the debt of NEPT. So that's why it shot up, you know, on some news that who knows if that's going to be a real true news or follow through on that. The company Dbgi, digital brand, spiked. It spiked big time recently in the past couple of days. It's only a $4 million market cap, and there's only $1 million in the float. I mention this one from time to time. What happened was it dipped. If you look at the chart on Dbgi, it dipped and then it ripped. And okay, and I think that's one of the ways that they manipulate these stocks. They move like a rubber band. They try to sell it, get everybody out, and then they make the thing take off. So people have to get in and start chasing it at higher prices, and it gathers more interest and stuff, guys. They know how to manipulate the volume to get you in there. But and I think this is happening in GNS right now. You can see they moved it down, way down. They stretched the rubber band way down. And then today on Friday it started to come back up again. And I think that we're going to enter into a faster part of the move next week, I believe, with GNS. So this is how they move. They stretched it way back down, and it's going to shoot up, and then it's going to come back down again hard probably. And then with GNS we might get one final blast off, one final third leg up. but we're gonna see how it all plays out. You can see Rite Aid is way back down again to $1.62. So if you wanted to take a chance on that, you know, it's up to you. But we have, remember guys, I want you to stick the majority of your money. You do what you want, okay? But for myself, the majority of my money is in stuff like Petro Brazil, PBR, PAA, Plains All American, high quality oil stocks, high quality commodities that, well, you know, they could go down a little bit into a recession, but ultimately oil is going to be going much higher, I think. And, you know, you got to buy dividend stocks too. ABR, Arbor Realty Trust, that's in the housing. So guys, I think that you should start to think about and look for some higher quality dividend stocks and not just stick to the penny stocks. I mean, a lot of people are going to probably unsubscribe when they hear me say that. And then, you know, I think silver is really a wonderful investment too. So please don't unsubscribe because I like silver. I know a lot of people hate it. They're just think of it as a relic or something. But silver's got moonshot potential. So I guarantee you that. And I think it's going to do a moonshot in the future, but I'll get more into that in a future video. So yeah, guys, that's it for today's video. It's going really well. So remember, guys, my prop money here. You do have to keep cash for opportunity. If I saw a stock that was down, I could put this right in the markets, probably in a day or two, and then take advantage and buy that stock, you know, or anything. You see, if I see a car that's cheap, I go buy a car and then flip it. So guys, just look for opportunities and use your own knowledge. If you don't know about flipping cars, then don't probably try it. You're probably going to get owned. And then just, guys, I usually try to buy silver like every 2 weeks, get a little bit, even if it's only 10, you know, 5 or 10 ounces. And you know, you grow your nest egg, and then when silver moons, use that to buy a house or whatever, you know. So thanks for viewing, guys. Please, if you want, join the Patreon, and please like this video because I know it really helps big time. I'll be coming out with a Patreon video probably tomorrow because you know, a lot of the thoughts have been running through my head about this whole situation, and there's a few things I just wanted to say on there in regards to, you know, when I think is the best time to sell, when you know. So I am going to be doing an updated version of that, of when I think is a good time to sell. But if you're a trader, you could buy and sell these things many times in one day, and you can make good money at it. So to do that, you got to have a trading account. You guys know that are good traders. You know, if you want to start trading GNS, you just go right ahead. Yeah, guys. So as a reminder, guys, I'm still out of a job since I quit the last job, and then 84 Lumber actually tests for pot. Who would have known? In New York State, it's legal. So I really don't think that's fair for them to do that. So I'm recommending don't get your wood from 84 Lumber, and I'm recommending now Home Depot is my new recommendation. So Home Depot for lumber, and that's pretty much it for today, guys. Thank you for all the viewers, and please come back tomorrow. I'll try to be coming out with a video tomorrow about some new stuff, some new stocks. So we'll see what I can do, guys. I got to communicate with my team and figure out what's going to be another big play coming up. But right now, guys, I got to admit, I'm just like focused on GNS because I got a lot of shares. I got some options. You know, I stand to make a lot of money, you know, potentially, but we're going to see. I think this thing's got potential to go to $7, okay, for GNS. You know, it may never be realized. I may be wrong. But I know a lot of you are still very hopeful about it because you know what the news is and everything like that. It's like everybody knows we're just waiting to see the stock start to go up, so then we'll all jump on. Everybody's waiting to see it start to moon, and then everyone's going to jump on. I think that's going to happen, but only time will tell if I'm right. So appreciate all you guys so much, and have a wonderful day.